Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a film review of the Rani Mukerji film, Hichki. Hichki means hiccup, and this film, directed by Sidharth Malhotra, who I don't believe I've seen either. He's only done a couple of other films, one of which was We Are Family, and which was a remake of, I think, the American film Stepmom, which I should see that. But anyway, so Rani Mukerji has been away from films for the past 4 years. She has a young child. As everyone knows, she's married to Aditya Chopra. So this is a Yash Raj film, full plush, but Aditya is not directing her. It's Sidharth Malhotra, and this is based on a book. Hichki is based on a true life story, a book written by Brad Cohen, who won Teacher of the Year, and his book was called Front of the Class. And it was about, he also has Tourette syndrome, as Rani Mukerji's character does in Hichki, and he ended up being awarded Teacher of the Year for the state of Georgia in the U.S. So not a theatrical film, but a better than average TV movie, a Hallmark movie. Is kind of a warm, fuzzy, feel-good story kind of a movie. This is based on that, but obviously the setting now is India. And Rani Mukerji, similar to Brad Cohen's story, she has a close relationship with her mother, but her father had left sometime in her childhood, partially due to her Tourette syndrome, and she has a difficult relationship with him as an adult in the present. She also has a brother who's a chef, evidently. Rani Mukerji, I just adore her. She's possibly my favorite actress in all of Indian cinema. My favorite film of hers so far is probably which is not the best film overall, but she just brings such life and charm to that movie. She just, in my eyes, she can pretty much do no wrong. She completely carries this film. She is basically on the screen almost every single minute of the movie, which, you know, that's a heavy load to carry no matter whether you're playing someone with a disability or not. And she was, I mean, everybody has seen the trailer, right? I mean, here in the US, if you're seeing any Indian film, you almost couldn't avoid it because this trailer, you know, has been playing for months and months. It's a very heartwarming, feel-good movie. She tries and tries and tries in interviews to her dream is to be a teacher. And because of her disability, because her Tourette syndrome makes her do all these vocal involuntary outbursts, she's rejected over and over and over again. Well, finally there's a school that is desperate for a midterm teacher replacement, and they hire her. Well, she finds out she is getting the classroom, the high school kids who are the troublemakers of the school. They're from the slums. And because I don't know what the right to education bill is, but anyway, what looks to be a private school has had to accept some kids from the slums, and nobody wants to teach these kids. And because they feel so unwanted and had been ostracized by the other more wealthy kids in the school, they constantly act out. Each kid has their own little thing. One kid is an expert gambler, so of course through the, you know, genius of her teaching, she shows him that he's a genius at math. And why doesn't he aspire to do the biggest gambles in the world on the stock market? One kid thinks he is a horrible student, but she knows he's a great mechanic, so, you know, she explains to him that he knows physics because, etc. You know, so she really is that kind of rare teacher that gets all of her students motivated. But before they get there, they put her through the ringer. They play all sorts of pranks on her. She wants to be completely available to her students. She gives them her phone number the very first day, and then they put up posters all over everywhere saying, you want a good time, are you lonely, call this number. They really give her the business, but she vows she's never going to give up. And of course, there's the stern, pompous ass teacher who thinks these kids are never going to amount to anything. Why are they even in our school anyway? And is sure she's going to fail as a teacher. The actress who plays the pompous ass teacher is Niraj Kabi. He's pretty good, but he's good as an actor, but the part itself is kind of one note. It's not extremely complex. I thought the young students were all unknown to me, and they were all particularly good. The standout for me was sort of the lead troublemaker. His character's name was Atish, and the actor's name is Harsh Mayar. And in looking him up, he had been in a film as a child artist where it played a lot of film festivals, and he won awards as a child actor. So he was the standout. I'm hoping that kid gets a further career because I thought he was particularly good in that role. But all of the kids were really good and natural feeling. You didn't feel like these are 30-year-olds trying to play high school kids. You know what I mean? So that was nice, just having a real feeling classroom. Now, of course, she has all these unorthodox teaching methods and, you know, whatever. You can imagine the kids finally triumph, and yeah. But there were moments where I really teared up. This was a film that really grabs you by the heart in several places. Particularly, there's a scene when she's explaining in her job interview why she wants to be a teacher so much, and she explains the one teacher who had such an effect on her. And this was a teacher who called her up on stage and had her explain to her school what her condition was, and then, you know, and just made her feel so accepted, and made everyone else learn something about her, and all the other students make her accepted, and it was just such a moment. So this film has some of those pull your heartstrings kind of moments. It ends on a very positive note. Let me tell you, whoever you are, casting agent or casting supervisor, the actors that you got to play the kids as adults, spot on. Oh my gosh, did you do a great job with that? I'm just giving you my kudos. That was an amazing job of how you matched up to these child actors and adult actors. The film is not perfect. It's less than 2 hours, I believe. I wish it only has a couple of montage song numbers, which are nice enough, but not the kind of music that really stood out as being so amazing. What I might have wished more for, we had a few scenes of Rani's character at home, Nana, and especially her conflict with her father. And I wished there'd been a little bit more maybe about her personal life. Pretty much most of the movie takes place in the school. It's really an all-over family entertainer. It's the kind of film you could bring the entire family to. Adults are not going to get bored, and it's a great message movie for kids. So I do recommend it. I'm not going to say that, like I said, I think it could have been a little bit better, but I think it's an above average film, and I really enjoyed watching Rani act on the big screen. This actually may be my first film seeing Rani on the big screen, because she's been out of acting for the past 4 years, and I haven't been watching Indian films, I guess, about that long. I've been maybe a little over 3 years I've been watching Indian films. So it's just so wonderful having her back on the big screen again, and I hope we'll get more movies from her. And this was a really good role for her, because she is so good at having to constantly do the tics, the verbal tics and the motion tics that she has to do. And also, you could just see on her face when she is steeling herself to walk into a job interview or whatever. She just has that effortless ability to show us what she's thinking without any words. You know, we can see the gears turning in her head. We can see on her face what she's going through inside, and she's a master, and it's just wonderful to have her back in the movies. Hooray. There is absolutely no love interest in this film at all. It's, you know, it's just one of those heartwarming films about the impact that a teacher can have. You know, can take just one teacher to have a huge impact on a child's life. It reminds me of movies like Mr. Holland's Opus or Goodbye Mr. Chips or things like that, where you just have that one, or Dead Poets Society, you know, that one extraordinary teacher that can stand up for you and make you feel like you are worth something, and really have an impact on your life and in your future. Let me know in the comments if you are able to see Hichki. I'd love to know your thoughts about the film. What is your favorite Rani Mukerji film? Because there's so many people. I talked to some people right after the film out in the lobby. I still have not seen Black, and that's the one that they were comparing to, obviously, since she also played a character with disabilities in that film. That's one that I've definitely got. It has been on my list, but I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. Like I said, my personal favorite is I mean, first, she is so great with Preferage, and I love how quirky she is. I just can't imagine anybody else in that movie. I don't love every scene in that movie, but pretty much every scene that she's in, I love. If you like this film review, please press that like button, share the video, follow us here on the Pardesi channel, and if you hit the bell, you get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or film review. Follow us on Twitter at Pardesi YT.